Hello everyone, my name is Belle, and the thing about me is that not only do I love books, I also love blasting music obnoxiously loud out of my speakers. I love it more than these young individuals love crawling across the German-infested mall floor and terrorizing civilians. So that's why today I'm combining my love for music and books, and I'm gonna let my Spotify Wrapped choose my reads. You may be asking yourself, what is this Spotify Wrapped? Do not fear, because I'm going to explain it to you. Basically, there's this music app called Spotify. It tracks what you listen to. Much like how James tracks Bella in Twilight. And then at the end of the year, it tells you what songs you listen to the most, what artists you listen to the most, even what podcasts you listen to the most. Me personally, I think that the whole Spotify Wrapped thing is really creative. What is your Spotify Wrapped? A little disclaimer before we continue. I love Harry Styles. On Apple Music, I have all of his albums, all of his songs, and I listen to that religiously on Apple Music, not on Spotify. That is why on my Spotify list, there are no Harry Styles songs, because I bought his songs on Apple Music. So therefore, I'm not going to listen to them for free. You know what I'm saying? I am so embarrassed by the songs that I got. I don't know how it happened. I'm just going to show you now. I'm just going to... Did you know that this year they got your top artist, if they could, to say a message for you? Yeah. Hold on, someone's on the other line. Who's on the other line?
Oh, hi.
Is that Taylor Swift? Taylor Swift has sent me a message.
Basically a thank you note. Honestly, it looks like you listened to a lot of my music this year. Doesn't matter which era you were listening to, I'm very grateful to be on your Spotify Wrapped.
Also, did you see the Flo Rida one with Josh Hutcherson? You know, because... Did you see that? Is that real? No, I'm not stalling in wanting to show you my Spotify Wrapped. I'm not stalling. I think we just have to rip it off like a band-aid. 2023 Spotify Wrapped. My top genre was pop, followed by rap. I feel like that's to be expected. However, I have no idea what modern rock, new wave pop, or indie-tronic is. I don't know what songs fall under that category, but we digress. Basically, Spotify gave you a place where most people who listen to your type of music live. I got Tallahassee. Okay. I kind of want to visit Tallahassee now. Here is a part... My top songs. Okay, I'm gonna go through them, alright? These are my top songs. The first song is called Devil Eyes. In June, I listened to this song a lot. This is the proof. This is the artist. My peak listening month was June, and I have not listened to this song since June. Yet it's my top song. The next song we have is... It's Shake Some. I don't know how this song got on there. Okay, actually I do know how, because I did listen to it pretty much every single day. I listened to that song every single time. Part of me was like, maybe I should go on a diet, you know, because if I go on a diet, I can't shake anything, you know, that's why I listen to that song a lot. So the next song we have is Flawless. That is actually the song that made me want to make this video in the first place. I love the start of the song. It's this really angelic beautifulness, and I really only listened to the first 30 to 40 seconds. The rest of the song, no. Next we have Don't Stop the Party by Pitbull. So I listened to Happy by Pharrell Williams on Apple Music anytime I was sad, as well as Don't Stop the Party by Pitbull, because I didn't want to be sad. The last song we have is Feel It Still. That song's just a vibe, only a vibe for a certain part of the song. As soon as that guy starts breathing really heavily, I'm out. I turn it off. I literally listened to that song the other day, but I don't think it deserves to be in my top 5 because there were just so many other songs I listened to more. Now let me tell you my top artists. So these are my top artists. Taylor Swift. I think it's just because I listen to a lot of different Taylor Swift songs. We've been through the second band. We know why they're there. Rihanna. Yeah, she was my top artist last year. Next we have... Yeet. Stop. I don't know how he got on there. I think it's just because I listened to several of his songs a lot, because when I wanted to feel more confident and when I was getting ready, I listened to that music to hype myself up, to go out into the wilderness, to go out into the world. That makes sense as to why he's on the list, actually. And last we have Lana Del Rey. Yeah, that's not a surprise. Let's go through my podcasts. So we have Manacled. Manacled is a fan fiction. Basically, I read it all the time. It's very dark, and a lot of people would not like it. Okay, so I don't recommend it, but I'm just saying, for me, I need it to survive. And basically, anytime that my eyes were tired, I listened to the audiobook, to the point where I was 1% fan. Also, the rest of them are on YouTube. So that shows you, like, I listen to this a lot considering half of them are on YouTube. Next was great audiobook. With a lot of classics, I love listening to the audiobooks in addition to reading the book physically. I find it very relaxing. I like doing my puzzles. There's this game called Clash of Clans. I love listening to audiobooks while I play that game. Next we have Anything Goes by Emma Chamberlain, Little Women. I listen to that audiobook. And then the last one is another fan fiction thing, which we're not going to talk about. My listening was vampire, which makes sense. I mean, I do have a thing for vampires. Okay, how many times am I going to say that? How many times can one say they have a thing for vampires in their lifetime? When it comes to listening, you like to embrace a little darkness. You listen to emotional, atmospheric music more than most. But I swear every single person got vampire. Like, I don't know a single person who did not get vampire. A little bit later on in the video, I will be going through my previous Spotify Wraps. I will be doing that. The first song in my Wrapped that is going to pick what book I read is going to have to be Flawless. And just let me explain, okay? Is this not perfect? It's literally the same.
I hear thinking my boy wrong. I'm gonna change the music.
So this book is called Flawless by Elsie Silver, and it is basically about a bull rider. This bull rider, he causes a stir and he gets into trouble. So then his agent's daughter has to essentially babysit him, like he's a dog or a cat or like a little child. And it's like ranch vibes, like on a farm. Cattle ranch, hence why there is that thing in the background. Yeah, I just felt like kind of the same vibes, maybe. No. Okay, look, I know that the song doesn't really correlate with the book, but they have the same title. A more accurate song would probably be something like country music, I guess. Something like this would probably be more accurate. On a dark and stormy day, I found myself trapped in the car, and that's where I began reading this book. I'm gonna be sitting in this random car park for a while, so I thought, you know what, I'm gonna read Flawless by Elsie Silver. This is the first book in a 5-book series. It's about a bull rider. Wait, please tell me that there is a scene where he gets thrown off the bull and trampled. Wait, no, that sounds sadistic, me wanting that, but like, I'm just saying, like, because it's fiction and it's like, in real life, isn't bull riding really unethical? Because the bull is angry. The bull does not want someone on its back. I mean, this is fiction, but like, I'm just saying, like, in real life, So I have this cover, and this cover 100% looks better, but the price difference was just too great for me to be able to justify spending my money on that instead of getting this one, because this was $12. And this cover is not even ugly. Sometimes we seize the moment, and sometimes it seizes us, by Greg Lavoie. Whenever anyone is called Greg, I'm just reminded of Greg Heffley from Diary of a Wimpy Kid. On page 1, I noticed little star detailing, and while I love when books include little illustrations and designs, I was hoping the stars would have a significance to the plot, and I'm happy to report they do. He just said, sometimes the stars align, and I want everyone to know that I have a lip gloss that has that as the little caption for it, and it's a really good lip gloss. It's like one of my favorites. We have this lip gloss. It's called Stars Are Aligned. I'm all for those little tarot card readings on TikTok, and I fully believe them. You know, if something happens tomorrow at formal, if communication comes in and, you know, someone actually... If communication comes in, I'll let you guys know, because that's all I've been hearing. This is future me to report that, like, what I'm talking about, it did actually happen. Also, the tarot cards, so ironic. So ironic. This past weekend, I saw a tarot TikTok out of nowhere. I used to always get them all the time, but then I stopped getting them until this weekend. What did it say? Someone's gonna reach out to you. Did the person reach out to me? Yes. The tarot readers never lie. Okay, anyways, but look how pretty this is. Look how genuinely pretty this is. And it actually... It smells so good. Like, I just want to eat it, but I won't because it's expensive. Okay. Hello. I apologize for going off on about 1,000 tangents. I honestly don't know why, but I just can't shut my mouth. I just keep talking and talking and talking about the most random things. But anyways, back to reading, back to this vlog. I just wanted to thank anyone who is still miraculously watching this video, because I understand if you've clicked off by now. I totally get it. Like girl, we just want to hear your review about the book. What if I told you that... No, there is absolutely none in this car. Needless to say, I got out of there pretty quickly, but here we go. Here's some more aesthetic book montage and scenery montage, and now we're going to get to the reading vlog portion of this video for Flawless. I have a little bit of constructive criticism. So this book is dual point of view, and when an author is writing a book in dual point of view, they need to make sure that their characters' voices are very distinct and very strong, so that no matter what, we as the reader, if we were to open up a book on a random page, we'd be able to tell who was who just by a few sentences of inside the character's mind. And I felt like in this book, I feel like it could have been done a little bit better. I'm also imagining this book in a violent country accent. This book is also so funny to me because when I was younger, I read this book series. It was called Chestnut Hill. It was about these girls who rode horses at a boarding school, and this is called Chestnut Springs. And I know that the books series are wildly different, but it just made me remember when I was younger. I also went to a sleepover one time and we watched Heartland, and I don't know why those very kiddie horse books are coming to my mind whenever I'm reading this. I feel like my face is very bright right now. Yeah, wait, hang on. Let me see if I still have the series. I think I 100% do, but let me just check. It's hidden at the back of my bookshelf, but here they are. This is, ow, I just hit my arm. This is what I was telling you about. This book series right there. See, it's all about like horses and everything. I like that Summer has brown hair and brown eyes because even though those traits are very common in individuals, in books, the brown-haired, brown-eyed girl is always just like the boring ex or just the boring girl, or like the ugly girl. So, you know, it's nice that, you know, the main characters, I swear, so many main characters have orange hair. And then like the mean girl will have blonde hair. It's so weird. Apparently Chestnut Springs looks like Yellowstone, the movie set. I'm gonna go with this picture because I feel like from the descriptions, this is the kind of vibe that I'm getting. Also maybe this one, but it's so pretty. This book is kind of making me want to live on like a massive ranch when I'm older with all my friends. I need to get friends first to do that, but still. Why is Summer's dad so concerned about Summer and Rhett hooking up? I ignored it the first 100 times he told them that they weren't allowed to, but like it's getting creepy. And besides, it's literally his fault. He told his daughter to be a babysitter for him. If he didn't want anything to happen, he should, like, he's just annoying me. Like, what did you expect? Like, honestly, like, what did he expect? She's wearing these. It's giving Nancy Drew vibes. This movie was literally such a fever dream, but I love it. She just said, this outfit slays. Okay, look, that's the evidence right there. She literally has a crush on Rhett's dad. So she likes older men. I see. Pot roast. Why is this book reminding me so much of Diary of a Wimpy Kid? This is the scene I was talking about. This scene from Dog Days.
Are you kidding?
Where's Bodrick?
This pot roast is unbelievable.
This is what Rhett is supposed to look like. I'm just gonna imagine him how I'm imagining him in my head. Not that. He's a gentleman. He just opened the car door for her. Literally never had anyone do that for me, but anyways. Wait, no, I think I have. Like, twice in my life. Chivalry is dead. She's wearing skinny jeans. But that's fine, because I figured out she's like, what, 25? She's like a millennial. That checks out. That's why she's wearing skinny jeans. So it's okay, because it's historically accurate for her age. We get it. Rhett is manly. He's rugged. She has said it like 1,000 times. We get it. Right now, I'm finding Summer very annoying and very cringy. Not to the point where I need to slam the book down, but still, I'm just getting intense secondhand embarrassment from her. Like, why would you say that? And why would you do that, you know? It's the way that I would literally drink a chocolate milk martini. I've had an espresso martini before, and it was terrible, though. Let me just read something out to you, alright? By the way, this is in Rhett's perspective, and he's talking about his friends. It seems like they're taking her side, Summer's side, when it's me they've known their entire lives. I just wanted to talk about this briefly. I know what it's like to have your friends take guys' sides over your own. And these girls, like, I didn't even know my entire life. So I can't even imagine how Rhett is feeling right now. Like, I don't really like him that much. But I'm just saying, his friends that he's known his entire life are taking the side of a random girl. What terrible friends. Also, they're both so amorous in this book. Okay, so Summer has an ex. He was just mentioned. Anyway, she was all like, I have a habit of letting guys break my heart. So mark my words, bringing up an ex like this far into the book, is definitely going to mean that he is going to cause some problematic drama. He's probably going to cause some miscommunication. I hate miscommunication. Like, it's so, I swear, miscommunication is always something as stupid as he will see her talking to another guy or she will see him talking to another girl. The ex better have a different role than just to cause his miscommunication. He's calling her princess using the P word, and I normally hate that in books, but her dad calls her princess, which first of all, that's weird. Why is the dad calling like a 25-year-old woman a princess? Like his little princess? What? But he's doing it in a mocking way, so I guess that's like not as bad, but like, I'm gonna be vague here, but I'm just gonna say her ex needs to be locked away. He needs to be put in jail. She doesn't want to make a big deal about him, which like I understand that to an extent, but still like he needs to be locked away. I'm saying this, he needs locked away. I hate miscommunication with every fiber of my being, especially when people just jump to conclusions instead of thinking for themselves first. The spice in this book is literally so cringy. It's so boring. It's to the point where part of me is like, what am I reading? I just skipped over it because like, it's boring and it's cringe. Okay, so there's this guy in the book called Emmett, and I'm picturing him like this or like this. What are we thinking? Her little hands are crossed. What are binary stars? It's two stars that look like one to us, but when we see them in the sky, but really they're two, stuck together by a gravitational pull, always orbiting one another. I want a binary star as a person. Did I mention that I hate Summer's sister? Sorry, half sister, as she likes to say. It's the way that I'm literally a psychic. I'm literally a psychic. The ending of this book is so 17 again, the start of the movie. If you know, you know. But it is. I like the last line. The last line ties everything together. We have character development, cut off jeans instead of skinny jeans. So this is the playlist, and again, I think it's funny. I love that song. It's like, in the middle of the night, in the middle of the night. That song used to be very, very popular. I like how I don't have any of these songs in my Spotify Wrapped. Yeah, that's fine. I love when authors are nice, and for that, that's why I'm going to buy the rest of this book series, to support the author. Also, the fact is that I love the vibes of this book, and sometimes you read books purely just for the vibes, and I want to read other people, and I want to see on the ranch, and I want to be a part of a multiverse. I've talked about this before. So yes, that is the end of Flawless by Elsie Silver. I have a new bookmark apparently. Flawless, written by Elsie Silver, is a small-town romance that takes place in Chestnut Springs. It follows Rhett Eaton, a professional bull rider who has severely ruined his reputation and is losing sponsorships by the second, which is bad because the championship bull riding thing is coming up and he needs to provide for his family. It also follows Summer Hamilton, Rhett's agent's daughter. Summer is very businessy and serious and has spent her entire life trying to prove herself, trying to make her family proud, and basically is appointed to look after Rhett and make sure he doesn't tarnish his reputation even further. Now, they aren't supposed to be together, but it's romance for a reason, people. It's time for me to give my review of this book. This is my 5-star ranking system about how I'm going to rank my books from now on. I really liked the plot of this book. I liked the vibes. I didn't really like the characters that much. I mean, I just didn't really vibe with them. I did cringe a little bit at the writing style, but like not too much, so that gets half a star. It was quick to read. It was quick to read. For me to get 5 stars, the last star, you have to, well, I have to, not you. You can have a different ranking, but me, I need to have immediately reread the book as soon as I finished it. But no, I did not do that. Objectively, this book is like 1.5, 2 stars, which I feel like is really harsh, and I don't really like ranking books, but like objectively, looking at my criteria, it's like a 1.5 or a 2 star. But like, I don't know, I did actually like the vibes of this book. Yes, some parts were cringe, okay, they were, but it wasn't unbearable. It's not like it was every single page. I would say this is just a fun, cute little romance. And I love the found family trope. I love the small town aesthetic, because normally whenever I watch movies about small towns, it's because something heinous has gone on and like the town's been covering it up. But I like the vibes of this small town because it's just very nice. And yeah, I will be reading the other books in the series because like I enjoyed the experience reading the book. Yes, there were some parts where I was just like, what am I reading? Or like, ew. But for the most part, I mean, it was fine. So yes, that is my review of this book. I kind of want to introduce a segment to my videos where I mention a book and then give movie recommendations for the book. So for example, something like Flawless, I would recommend movies such as Barnyard, Home on the Range, Chicken Run, Spirit. Ferdinand would probably be the most historically accurate to the book. Yeah, I would recommend those movies to 100% fit the vibe of this book. The next song from my Spotify Wrapped that's gonna pick my reads is actually my first song, and that is called Devil Eyes. My thinking here is that if someone has devil eyes, they're probably a bad guy. They probably have questionable morals. They probably commit sin. What's one of the 7 deadly sins? Wrath. You can best believe that if someone is wrathful, they probably have devil eyes. So that's why the book that fits this song is King of Wrath by Anna Huang. So yeah, Devil Eyes, King of Wrath, and that is why I have some New York ambience on in the back. I'm pretty sure this book is set in New York. I'm pretty sure it is. What you need to know about this book is that it is arranged marriage. I loved this is like a music chooses my reads video, and we actually have a playlist and none of these songs are on my Spotify Wrapped, but I did have Rihanna, so, and even Taylor Swift, so I reckon that like it's fine. Where did the book go? Okay. I need to get this out of the way. This just is totally ruining my aesthetic vibe here. Guys, be proud of me. I chose peace today. I could have chosen, I don't know. Okay, let me just... See, this is what I get for trying to be aesthetic. You can literally see my eye peeking out because I was staring at the phone screen to make sure that I was in frame. Yet you can just see my eye peeking out. Okay, confession, I've already read this book. I was just pretending. Let me give you my review. Why does my arm look so freaky here? Hello. King of Wrath by Anna Huang is an arranged marriage billionaire romance that follows Dante Russo, a really rich guy who was essentially blackmailed into marrying Vivian Lau, the heiress to a jewelry company. She's a people pleaser. I wish I could tell you more about the story, but I can't. That's essentially the entire premise. Also, fun fact, the day I got this book was the day I found out that I got a job working at a jewelry store. Isn't that funny? Goodreads review here. I initially rated this book 2.5 stars. I do like the plot and the ideas and the premise, even though I feel like it has been done a million times before. I didn't really vibe with Vivian. I didn't really vibe with Dante. I didn't really mind the writing style. I just wished it was more showing us rather than telling. I distinctly remember that Vivian and Dante, they went on a trip together and we got like a sentence describing it, and I was like, that would have been such a good plot point. And I felt like the stuff that was focused on maybe wasn't as interesting as the stuff that was just told to us. Like, I wanted to see that trip, you know what I'm saying? At first thought I was going to DNF, but I pushed through. And obviously to get 5 stars, I need to have immediately reread the book, and I did not do that. So overall, I feel like it's like, again, 2 stars. My rating was 2.5. And I think I gave a star for like the cover, which I'm gonna leave. Like, I feel like 2.5 is fine. Now let me just tell you about my reviews. I've already slightly touched on this, but yes, at the start I did think I was going to DNF because I just felt like everything was just slow and boring. But also everything was happening at once. I felt like it was a little bit insta-lovey. Maybe not insta-love, but insta-attraction. This book is the epitome of a standard billionaire mafia, except he's not in the mafia, Wattpad story with an emphasis on Wattpad. You know, the classic arranged marriage, terrible family, secret that when revealed caused drama, groveling, etc, etc. And it's just something I've read a million times before. The similes were funny, and sometimes, well, sometimes the similes were a bit much. I distinctly remember there being a line, I do not have the page here, but it was like an unwanted stepchild thrown out in the cold. Points for creativity, but I was just a little bit like, okay, let's talk about Dante's character himself. I wanted Dante to be more wrathful. I just felt like he wasn't mean enough. Like, every time his name was mentioned, I wanted to feel fear or worry. And I have felt this with other stories. I didn't feel any sort of fear for this man. He didn't even kill anyone. Have you seen Seven? Best movie of all time. I feel like they portrayed wrath in that movie very, very good. Don't look it up though, it's a spoiler. Will I continue this series though? Well, this is what I said about that. Honestly, this book series premise is really fun, and I'm gonna give it another chance because I liked Kai, except for a few things that he said that I was like, and I'm interested in his not so subtle thing with Isabella. Yes, I felt like another thing in this book was, because it's the first book in a series, we were just getting thrown other characters that you just know are gonna have their own story. Overall, the book is fine. Where is it? That's my final review of it. I will be getting back into this series, but I'm not obsessed, and I'm not gonna immediately get the next book. That's my final review. Our first song has picked a book. Our third song has picked the book. That means our second song must also pick a book. What song is that? That song right there. You know what? You know a book gives that vibe? I'm kidding. Basically, Magnolia Parks by Just Hastings is about this really toxic relationship between Magnolia Parks and BJ Valentine. And there's rich socialites and London drama, hence why London is on in the back. My 2023 wrap-up does not match this whatsoever, but all my other wrap-ups match this book. It literally matches my 2019, 2020, 2021, and 2022 wrap-up, so that's why I'm including this book right here. I'm gonna show you my 2019 one and go through that with you because that is the very first Spotify Wrapped that I have a record of. If you will see here, it says share your 2019. My top artists were Justin Bieber, One Republic, Taylor Swift, Martin Garrix, and the Black Eyed Peas. I like that Taylor Swift is on there. It's like a full circle moment. My top songs, Apologize. I feel like Apologize is exactly what this book is. I used to listen to that Apologize song 1,000 times a day. Same as Just a Dream. That song is also the vibes of this book. I would even go so far to say that Scared to Be Lonely is also another song that matches this book. Now it is time for my 2020 Wrapped. As you can see, the date literally says the 3rd of December 2020. I'm gonna briefly show you my artists. We have X. I blocked out this person because I do not associate with them and I don't want to ever talk about that person. But the next person we have is Juice WRLD, Justin Bieber again, and Billie Eilish. That year was an interesting time of my life. I don't even know if I want to show you what my top songs were from this time period of my life. I'm gonna block out the songs. Apologize, that was my top song from 2019. Now it is time to talk about 2021, if you will see by the evidence up the top. Focus. It says 2nd of December 2021. I have a screenshot of my podcast and I would say it's kind of the same. Like literally look, my top podcast is still Manacled and Emma Chamberlain's podcast is on there as well. Not much has changed. We have X, Ariana Grande, Rihanna. We have her again, Katy Perry and Taylor Swift. These are my top songs. Definitely who knew. Now I'm going to show you my 2022. So last year's Spotify Wrapped. Somebody count how many times I say Spotify Wrapped. It's probably gonna be up in the thousands. Again, this is the proof that it is what I'm telling you it is. So my top artists were Rihanna, Neo, Katy Perry again, Eminem, and Pitbull. Rihanna has been on my top artists like 3 years in a row. My top songs, Let You Love Me is not to be confused with Let Me Love You. Okay, those are two very different songs. Let You Love Me is a song by Rita Ora. I would blast that song all the time. There's a line at the start that's like, I should have stayed with you last night instead of going out to find trouble. BJ, that's your line. Too Good by Drake and Rihanna. I feel like there is a small section in this book where I feel like that song will be playing. All of those songs combined and put together give the vibes of this book. I think I've explained everything. I only took 10 hours, but I think I explained it all. The Magnolia Parks covers are so beautiful, and I did panic buy them when I found out they were rechanging all the covers because I personally think the new covers are hideous. I think they were designed for people who have a foot fetish because why is there just feet on the cover? That's weird. It's hideous. And like, no. Considering it is Christmas, it is December, I decided I'm going to have a little festive drink. This is my festive drink because doesn't that look like a candy cane with the white and red stripes? So Christmassy. It's the way that this literally tastes like a strawberry Chupa Chup. That one, literally right there. Fun fact, I have actually tried to read this book many years before when my life was actually exciting and filled with many social events. See, back then when I tried to read it, I just didn't care. But now, because my life is like slow and boring and mundane and pretty much every single day is the same, you know that song? Nothing's new, nothing's new. Yeah, that's like my life. I know that this book is going to be very exciting for me. I've also heard that BJ and Magnolia are like Chuck and Blair. So I'm going to be very curious to see if that's the case. I was 13 then. In 2018, I was 13. I hate when authors are so nice because then it makes it harder to rate the books. How many loves do you get in a lifetime? I love this question. Okay, well, maybe I don't love this question, but it's something that I do think about quite a lot because I just feel like our life is so short and we're only supposed to love one person our entire life. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. So I'm on page 1 at chapter 1, and I can say very clearly that I definitely needed a book like this for my time period right now. See, back then, many years ago, I didn't need to read this book, but I do now. I love this quote, so I'm going to read it out to you. The physical distance between us is meager, but somehow still a forest grows between. Pine trees of mistakes so tall we can't see over them, and rivers of things we didn't say so wide we can't get around. Relatable. Painful things can still be beautiful things. Relatable. Okay, so here's the thing. He's really toxic and possessive of Magnolia, but we're only this far in and we haven't really experienced their relationship. We've only just been told about it from the present and then the reminiscence of the past. But it's like the possessiveness and toxic, it's just like ew. It's not the same as if we saw their relationship first and then the aftermath and then this. Because like right now it's just like, ew, get away, you hypocritical fool. I wonder how famous people feel about having their names just randomly in books. Like this book has mentioned Dua Lipa, Chance the Rapper, Post Malone. Everything that BJ is saying and doing is like a dagger straight in my heart. And I don't know if it's because I know guys like him or I knew guys like him, but it's actually painful for me to read. Like I'm actually feeling sick. I feel so bad for her. I like when books have things like text and stuff. What? Where? I'm looking outside right now. Where? I don't really think this is a spoiler, but yes, BJ did 100% cheat on Magnolia, and I'm just like, but why? And I hate him because he's acting all possessive. He's so, like, he cheated on her. He's acting all hypocritical, like, as soon as, like, she tries to date someone else, he's all like, but he cheated. He literally cheated. Why did he cheat? There better be a good reason why. I swear, like, what? I hate cheaters. Just break up. It was a mistake. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. I hate BJ so much. On to the next love interest. Come on, where is he? Like, I hate him. I hate him so much. Elton John is her godfather? What? I despise of this man. Page 218, line 33, 4 words. I hate him. Look, this book is entertaining and fast to read. I'll give it that. But I just cannot imagine a universe where I could possibly want Magnolia to be with that fool. I think I smell a new love interest. One that starts with J. That's what I like to see. She keeps saying that she's putting her nose in the air, and all I can think of is like a small furry rodent sticking their nose in the air. Or like a rat or something. Also, it's like that Magnolia is literally in like a quadruple love triangle. There's like 3 guys that all want her. First of all, one of them, he's just a filler guy. BJ, ill. But the other one, the one whose name starts with J, that's who I'd be picking. Just anyone but the fool. I kind of hate everyone in this book, to be honest. I like one person. Again, his name starts with J, but everyone else I'm just kind of like, oh. So Magnolia needs everyone to love her, and honestly, relatable. I hate him. I hate him so much. I'm really struggling to finish this book, if I'm being blatantly honest. I was trying to figure out what's up with this writing style, and I figured it out. It's because she keeps switching between past and present tense, which causes cognitive dissonance. So like, it's highly recommended that you don't do that. You just stick with one tense, but she keeps swapping them around. Breezy open windows in a little house next to the ocean in a town on the other side of the country. I want that. I'm on page 396, and I actually had to go back and reread a few things and check the page numbers to make sure I wasn't missing anything, because why does it feel like there's a big chunk of this book missing? Like, why is everything moving so fast? Like, I swear, it's just like, bam, you know, excuse me? Have things been cut out of this book? Because why are things just moving so fast? I'm confused. I just found out the girl that, I'm in disbelief. I'm in disbelief. Okay, so I just finished that. I hate BJ. Also, I have a confession. I didn't just read all that in one sitting. I didn't. I'm gonna be completely honest. See, I put down the page number and then I put a little thing there. I just wanted to have full transparency there so you don't think that I literally just read it all and like, no, I do that because reading is like a sacred thing to me, and I like reading and I also don't like talking at the same time because I just take notes, and then I didn't read it all in one sitting. I just wanted to clarify that. But yes, I did read the book. Is my acting skills pretty good? Could you tell? Okay. I tried to document all her outfits, but this girl has so many outfits. Mark my words, one day I will find them all. Like, these are the page numbers. I need to go back and find the outfits and whatever. One day I'll show it to you when I'm finished it. These are some songs that I also think match the vibe of this book. Either those are the ones that I think, and also those are some of the ones that have been mentioned in like the actual book itself. Also, you see this, I started making like a cover key, but then I just sort of gave up, but I'll still show it to you. This could be a spoiler, so just like look away. But these are some of the things that I've been able to link to the cover. Magnolia Parks, written by Jessa Hastings, is a book that centralizes on a character called Magnolia Parks and the thousands of people who fall in love with her. I'm kidding, but not really. So many people fall in love with this girl. She's a London socialite and so are all of her friends. The book follows her and her severely toxic relationship with BJ Ballantyne, and yes, his name is BJ. That's not a joke. That's his name. He's basically an Instagram model and also a dirty cheater. This book is basically just rich people drama in London. Okay, now it is time for my review of the book, so get ready. I have a lot to say. About this. A lot of people hate the fact that Magnolia describes her outfits and pretty much everyone's outfits. If you hate the outfit part, never ever read American Psycho, because I swear Patrick Bateman mentioned his outfits way more than Magnolia mentions hers. Fun fact, when I was younger, I wanted to be like a fashion designer, so the outfits don't really bother me that much. A lot of people also said that this book is like a car crash and you can't look away. Well, I looked away quite a lot because everything that BJ said literally physically pained me. It hurt me. Like I said, it was like a dagger through my heart. I just couldn't believe some of the things that he said and did, and I was just like, I'm gonna cry. Like, maybe it's just because I could see his reflection in people that I used to know or people that I currently know. So like, that's moving on. This could be an unpopular opinion, but I don't really think it's like Gossip Girl at all. Really, I don't think it is. I just think people just saw toxic relationships and ran with Gossip Girl, but like, I don't think, and toxic friendships as well, but toxic friendships and toxic relationships, it's just, nah. I personally love books that can give me an emotional reaction, and yeah, this book did actually make me feel hurt and just like horror because of some of the stuff that BJ said and did, so points for that. I like books that can give me an emotional response no matter what the emotional response is. I will admit though, towards the end, I did find it a little bit difficult to get through. Like, I had to really push through just because I was just getting, I don't know what it was. I was just sort of stuck. I didn't want to read any further. Don't really know what that was about. Also, I never wanted BJ and Magnolia to be together, which is so strange for me to say because normally I'm the person who is always going for the first love. I'm always like, give him another chance, everything. But in this book, after the first few pages, I was like, you stay away from that man, Magnolia. You stay far away from him because there is something not right about him. I simply adored this cover. I think this cover is so beautiful, and I will not stop talking about how beautiful the cover is just because it is such a beautiful cover. But that's kind of it. I like the premise of the story, I really did, but I just felt like things were a bit flat. I felt like the characters were flat, the plot points were flat. I felt like things could have been lifted up a bit more, you know what I'm saying? Also, the descriptions of the characters' movements were so cartoonish. There was so much, you know, lunging and jumping, and sometimes some of the scenes were described a little bit weird, and I was just like, huh? I make a good point here, so I'm just going to read it out. I felt like this story was very surface level. I felt like the characters were underdeveloped, like all of them, and there were so many characters, I kept forgetting people. Even at the end, many important people in their friend group, I still didn't know who they really were. I felt like sometimes the writing style was a bit clunky. So many things were told to us about the past. I am not the biggest fan of books through this. I think it's much better to sort of introduce the past through things like diary entries or flashbacks or even dreams, rather than just being like, this happened back there, like, you know, because it just feels so like, I don't want to say lazy, I don't want to, but it's much easier to sort of tell about a situation than go through and actually make everyone experience the situation, you know? I hated BJ's hypocrisy. I hated the way he deals with situations. I really still don't get why he cheated on her. He gave his answer and said it, but I was just like, is that why? Have you guys seen The Vow? Well, there's a character in there that like cheats, and they said this line. I'm not going to tell you who, and don't look it up because it is kind of a spoiler. Like, it's kind of a major spoiler, but a character basically says that the reason why they stayed with someone after they cheated was because they decided to stay with them for all the things that they did right, not the one thing that they did wrong. BJ, I just feel like, what? Like, Magnolia gave him everything. Like, how can you do that to someone? How can you do that to someone that you say that you love? I also felt this book was maybe a little bit too long. thank you so much for watching this video. I wanted to get this out many days ago, but I didn't realize just how long everything was going to take me to film, edit, and so this is going to be a spoiler section specifically for Magnolia Parks. If you do not want to be spoiled by the book, you want to read it, then leave immediately because I'm going to spoil it majorly. So I'm going to give you 5 seconds. You got to click off this video now. There's nothing else you're going to see. With her best friend? He cheated on her with her best friend. Are you actually kidding me? And just because they felt like it, just because, are you serious? Is that actually the reason why? The fact that he's being all cryptic, like, oh, I don't want Magnolia to know, you know, I don't want to tell her, and then it's all like, it just happened. What? At first, I was thinking, okay, the way he's describing this, like, maybe he was taken advantage of or something, but then when he said that, I was just like, oh, so he just, Side note, I love Julian. I love Julian Hates. I like him much better than Tom. I just feel like Tom was just there. And as for BJ, well, no, throw him in the bin. Are you kidding me? He just wanted to, it just happened. What?
Woman,